Have you been trying to lose weight, run better, and feel stronger, but you're just not seeing results? Chances are you're making at least one of these 5 weight loss mistakes that female runners over the age of 45 often make. Fixing this, it can completely change the way that you fuel, train, and feel in your own body. If you're new here, my name is Shona, and I'm a sports scientist specializing in helping female runners over 45 stay injury-free, build endurance, and run at their best without extreme dieting or overtraining. For the last 17 years, I've been coaching female runners like you to reach their goals, and today I want to share 5 mistakes that I see all the time when people are trying to lose weight and run well over 45. Let's get into it. And mistake number 1 catches so many runners off guard. You see, while at first nutrition is a key part of managing your weight, solely working with a restrictive diet is not going to get you the results that you want or need. Your body learns to function with less energy, and then it registers a lower basal metabolic rate. And as a result, that requires less energy and therefore essentially burns less, making weight loss harder and harder and not easier. And that's why drastically cutting calories for too long is essentially like trying to power through your day on just coffee. You might keep going for a while, but eventually that crash hits and everything feels harder than it should. A better approach to this is strategic fueling. Your body works the same way with weight loss and training. If you're not eating enough, especially the right macronutrients over time with quality proteins, healthy fats, and nutrient-dense carbs, you're going to be giving your body what it needs to build muscle, recover, and burn fat efficiently. Fueling your training helps you to ensure that you're at the very least getting enough fuel for the training and the demands of that training. If you've ever felt like you're barely eating, but nothing is happening and you're not losing weight, this could be why, because your body has gone into conservation mode instead of into performance mode. Now, mistake number 2 is a classic. Many female runners over 45 fall into this trap, and it's a very toxic way of thinking. For years, we have been told that cardio equals weight loss. So what do you do when you're trying to lose weight? You just increase your running. But unless you are getting number 1 right and then followed by number 2, you're not going to be winning. And what I mean is that female runners trying to lose weight tell themselves that more miles equals more weight loss. And the problem with that is that running alone or running just by itself isn't enough to maintain our muscle mass. Female runners that I work with are not doing strength training. And after 45, muscle loss happens faster if we don't actively work to keep it. Think of your muscles as your metabolic powerhouse. The more muscle you have, the more calories you essentially burn, even when you're not running. And that's partly why I also recommend that you do at least 2 strength sessions a week. It's not about getting bulky, it's about keeping your metabolism working for you instead of against you. Adding in strength training and specifically resistance training will help build your lean muscle that you are naturally losing due to aging, and as a result will increase your basal metabolic rate, meaning you essentially burn more just by existing. There was a longitudinal study done over 6 years with menopausal females, and the study showed that females who continued to strength train saw no changes in their body fat percentage versus those who did no strength training through their menopausal period. So while a lot of the complaints and the moaning goes towards hormones, it actually has to do with a lot of our lifestyle and incorporating strength training into our routine so that we can maintain our weights. 2 extra advantages of consistently doing your strength training are, number 1, it also reduces your injury risk by reinforcing muscles, tendons, joints that support your running, making you more resilient to common issues like shin splints, knee pain, and hip discomfort. And number 2, when we're talking about performance, stronger muscles and more muscle mass means better running efficiency. Strength training helps to improve your stride, your stability, and your endurance, so every step feels smoother, more powerful, and less exhausting. If you want to go deeper into this, especially around weight loss, running, and training smarter after 45 and beyond, I've got a free masterclass that you can check out. Just hit the QR code on the screen or the link in the description to save your seat. The next mistake is huge, and it's actually key to preserving lean muscle and helping you keep full for longer. If you're constantly doing this, then you're making weight loss way harder than it needs to be. And here's why. Protein has the highest thermic effect of any nutrients, meaning that your body actually burns calories while digesting protein, more so than it does for carbs or for fats. And while this is not going to be the golden key to helping you to lose weight, what it will mean is that you'll feel more full for longer throughout the day, and you'll be helping your muscles resynthesize from all the strength work you are doing. And so what I'm speaking about here in mistake number 3 is not prioritizing protein in your diet. If you're constantly feeling hungry, struggling to build muscle, or hitting a weight loss plateau, and you're doing strength work and you're fueling your training, then this less protein may be the missing piece. A simple check: aim for between 1 to 1.2 grams of body weight of protein per day. That might sound like a lot, but if you get to build the habit, it becomes a lot more like second nature. And if you're fueling in and around your sessions, like in point number 1, then it becomes a lot easier. Start by adding in high quality protein sources like Greek yogurt, eggs, lean meat, fish, or plant-based proteins like tofu, pea proteins, and legumes to every meal. If you're struggling to hit your protein goals still, then consider to add in a high quality protein supplement to your routine. It's an easy way to boost your intake without having to rely solely on whole foods, especially on busy days when meal prep feels a bit more impossible. And as a side note for vegans who don't want to use whey protein, lately there are some really good scientific studies that show that a pea protein based supplement can have a similar effect to whey. So rather go for a pea protein than a soy based one. Just make sure that you're choosing a protein powder that's low in sugar, high in protein. We're looking for at least 20 to 30 grams of protein per serving, and made from quality ingredients. I'll add a link to my recommended brand in the description below so you can check it out. Let's talk about a very common weight loss mistake that's holding female runners back. Think about it like this. Say you're going on a long road trip. Now imagine you've packed the car, you've packed the snacks, you get in your car, you saw the gas was on empty, but you decided to start the journey anyway without stopping at the gas station. You're probably going to break down before you reach your destination, right? Similarly, a lot of runners believe that skipping food before a run will help them burn more fat. But here's the problem with that. Running on empty can leave you feeling sluggish, increase fatigue, and make everything feel harder to perform at your best, which for many females going through perimenopause is already a symptom, and why would we want to exacerbate that? Yet, so many females still believe that fasted running is going to help them lose weight. Your body needs fuel to power your muscles, maintain endurance, and recover properly. And if you don't eat before a run, you might struggle with low energy, dizziness, or even hitting a wall during your run. And if you're just setting yourself up to failure with your recovery, because you're already then starting your recovery in a deficit. And if you don't refuel afterwards, your muscles don't get the nutrients that they need to repair and rebuild, which can lead to slower recovery, even more increased fatigue, and also decreased performance. Because recovery is where we get all the benefits. And that's why fueling properly before, during, and after your runs isn't just important for weight loss or weight management, it's critical for better performance, better running and recovery, and long-term health. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked mistakes female runners over 45 make when progress stalls. You're running, you're eating well, you're doing everything right, but something still feels off. You're not improving, and so what do? You train harder because you think that training more will make it better. But rest and recovery isn't optional. It's just as important as all of your workouts. We start with sleep and nutrition. Those, along with rest days, are essential. Everything else becomes secondary. So if you like to have active recovery, a little bit of massage, some foam rolling, those things are secondary, because without your intentional recovery, your body can't fully adapt, repair, or improve. And here's the thing, if you're constantly pushing, just keeping those things going without the recovery tools, you're putting your body under chronic stress. And over time, that leads to elevated cortisol levels, which can make fat loss or weight loss, especially around the belly, way harder. And that just stalls your results. In fact, in spite of how much you are working. And so chronic stress might be the last thing on your list, but it might be the main thing that's holding you back. Now that you've got these 5 weight loss mistakes dialed in, but here's the truth. They're kind of useless if your body's feeling stiff, sore, and stuck. Because no amount of smart fueling or training will work if you're constantly tight, restricted, or always nursing little aches and pains. So before you go any further, you need to watch this video where I demonstrate mobility exercises that I've used with hundreds of female runners over 45 to help fix 90% of their mobility issues and make running feel easier, lighter, and way more enjoyable. Click here to watch it now. Your joints will thank you.